Hey everybody, it's Greg, and it's another edition of Unbreakable, the podcast. Happy Monday. It's Monday, January the 15th, halfway through January already. All right, that's good. I hate January. Happy MLK Day. I hope everybody's out there making a difference in the world. I hope so. Uh, and it's National Strawberry Ice Cream Day. Strawberry ice cream, one of my favorites. I love strawberry ice cream. I love the real strawberry ice cream, like with the briars. It's got the little chunks of frozen strawberries in there. It's so good. You know what's even better? You get some fresh, like in the summertime, get some fresh strawberries and you cut them up into little pieces and you put them in with your strawberry ice cream. Oh, that's the best. It's the best. All right, we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to review the weekend football, which was great football. Eagles played tonight, and so let's talk about the weekend. First of all, we have to talk about Ding Dong, the witch is dead. The Dallas Cowboys are gone. They're dead. They're done, at least until next year. Stick a fork in them. They're cooked. They're done. I tell you what, it was so nice watching the Cowboys yesterday implode at home. Just a meltdown, a total meltdown. Those Green Bay Packers. Uh, are you surprised, though? I'm not really surprised. I guess I'm surprised at how Green Bay just handled them. They just handled them so easily. But I'm not surprised that the Cowboys lost. I'm not surprised that the Cowboys melted down in the playoffs. I mean, this is something that they do every year, right? It's like in the spring, the Swallows return this Capistrano every year, just like clockwork, right? That's how the Cowboys implode. They choke. The Cowboys choke in the playoffs. It's a beautiful thing. And you know why? Because here you got these Cowboys think they're hot shit. They think they are because they beat up on these little teams during the year. They pile on. That's what I don't like. They're so arrogant. Jerry Jones. It was so nice when they finally trained the camera on him yesterday to see him with his face in his hands and banging stuff on the desk there, banging stuff and turning around and asking his dopey son there, what's going on? That sort of thing. It was so nice to see that. And because the Cowboys, they like to pile on when they're up big on a weak team. They're up 42-7 over Carolina or something, and they're still throwing the ball and they're still trying to score points and pile on. That's why it was so nice to see them get theirs yesterday. You know? Eh, So here's the thing. How can they bring back that stupid coach, Mike McCarthy? They can't. They can't. The Cowboys were not prepared. The Cowboys yesterday, they were like, all right, this is like an exhibition game. Let's get the Packers out of here so we can move on and play in the second round and eventually get to the NFC Championship game. We are entitled. We are the Dallas Cowboys. We're entitled to win a Super Bowl before our owner, Jerry Jones, dies. And so they just totally weren't prepared and they just took the Packers for granted. I'll tell you what won that game yesterday. Even before the kickoff, Packers win the coin toss. What happens? 9 times out of 10 in modern day football, teams will defer. They will take the ball going in, starting the second half because they feel, well, we'll have the ball maybe closing the first half. We'll have it again opening the second half. It's like two drives in a row. It's Packers did the smart thing. They took the ball. They won the coin toss. They took the ball. They marched it right down the field, and they scored a touchdown. Now, all of a sudden, Dallas is playing from behind, which they're not used to doing. And then you put the pressure on Dallas, And you saw what happened, Dallas. They folded like a cheap suit. That's what happened. Uh, you wish that more teams, specifically the Eagles, would do that. If you win the coin toss, take the friggin' ball. Take it down. If you have confidence in your offense, why not take the ball? If you have confidence that you're going to score a touchdown, why not take the ball and put the other team on your heels, right? I mean, I get so sick and tired of this analytics shit. Like, we're going to defer. We're going to defer so we have the ball later on. How many times have the team scored first on the Eagles? It seems like the Eagles are playing from behind all year, doesn't it? Well, anyway, back to Dallas. It was just, it was a beautiful thing. So now we have to sit and wait and watch. Will they change coaches? My feeling is they will. How can they bring this guy back? I hope they would, because Mike McCarthy sucks. But I just have the feeling Jerry Jones has seen enough. He's going to pull the plug. I really think, now this may be off the wall, but, I really think they need to think about moving on from Dak Prescott. I mean, yes, Dak Prescott had an MVP type of the season. That's great. That's great, Dak Prescott. But can he win the big game? Can he win a game in the playoffs, let alone win a Super Bowl? So far, the answer is no. No, 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 no. So, is it time for Dallas to change quarterbacks too? And that's for Dallas to worry about. I'm not worried about that. But, you just got to ask yourself, will Dak Prescott ever win a Super Bowl for the Dallas Cowboys? Right now, you got to say no, because he's not showing it. I don't care what the Cowboys do all year. They could win they could go 17-0. When it comes time for the playoffs, they're going to choke. And the same thing's going to happen a year from now, right? You're going to go into the playoffs. Oh, Dallas, NFC East winners. Oh, we're kicking butt. The Dallas home game. Everything is laid out for them, right in front of them. And what happens? I mean, they weren't even the defense. It's bad. We're talking about the Eagles' defense being bad lately. Cowboys, there were so many open wide receivers. Green Bay wide receivers, just Aaron Jones, just running through the Cowboys like a hot knife through butter. It was just a great thing. So, watch out for this Green Bay team. I've always said I like a hot team going into the playoffs. I really do. And Green Bay is putting it all together. Now, we'll talk about next week's games later on in the week. Green Bay has to go to San Francisco. I don't know. We're going to talk about that later in the week. Wow, wouldn't that be something if the Packers beat the 49ers in San Francisco too? I mean, unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. But first things first. Let's talk about the rest of the games. Used to be Cleveland. Joe Flacco, the magic wore off. Joe Flacco turned into a pumpkin at midnight. But hey, they had a heck of a run, right? Joe Flacco, he played very, very well up until the game on Saturday. Houston is an up and coming team. This CJ Stroud is a heck of a young quarterback. Give him credit, right? We'll see how they do next week in Baltimore. But so it's no surprise. Here it is. The Kansas City Miami game. Now, first of all, let's talk about this Peacock stuff, okay? I told you last week on the podcast, it's just not right. It is just not right. I don't care what those people say about, spend $6. You can always unsubscribe to Peacock. blah, 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 blah. That's not the freaking point. The point is sooner or later, you have to draw the line somewhere. Okay. I am sure this isn't the last we've seen of a playoff game. Playoffs, a playoff game being streamed, not free. That's my point. It's slowly slipping away. The door's already open. I agree. I mean, look how many baseball games are on Apple TV, Hulu. Football every Thursday night on Amazon Prime, right? So it's happening before our eyes. One of these days, I don't know when, you're going to have to pay to watch the Super Bowl. Pay more than you do right now. Pay for you. And it's going to happen. My contention was, I know it's going to happen sooner or later, and why not try to put it off as long as you can? It's not the $6, although a lot of people can afford it, right? Then you have a lot of older people who don't know how to get the coupon on the cable system. My contention, it was free. It was free. It was free TV with it, and they're taking it away, and the NFL is greedy, and Peacock and NBC they're greedy too. So I wouldn't necessarily play Peacock, although from what I heard, the quality of the broadcast Saturday sucked. The audio, the video, it was terrible. Plus the game wasn't even that good. So, what I'm saying is, for all those people who said, hey, $6, I don't get what a big deal it, you entirely missed the point. Entirely missed the point. Maybe you have the $6 to do it. Maybe you're willing to pay to watch the Super Bowl down the line. That doesn't mean that everybody is. Stop thinking of yourself. Stop being so selfish. What about the little guy, right? I mean, a lot of people they weren't even aware that the game was going to be on Peacock until Saturday, when they thought, oh, we're gonna put our feet up, we're gonna sit on the couch, drink wine, eat popcorn, where it's nice and warm in my cozy home, and we're gonna watch the game Saturday night. Oops, there's no game on free TV. That's when people started taking notice and people started getting pissed. And not just the little guy, there were all kinds of celebrities and stuff on Twitter complaining, and rightfully so. My thing is just, this is going to happen again and again and again. And what was sickening was last night, I was watching the Lions and the Rams game, and NBC had themselves on the back saying, congratulations, 23 million people subscribed to Peacock and watched the game. It was this big event, blah, 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 blah. That's bullshit. Stop with that, okay? First of all, stop patting yourself on the back like that. It was terrible, NBC, what you did. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. And the NFL, too, making billions and billions of dollars, and you should be ashamed of yourself trying to squeeze an extra $6 out of the football fans. That is just terrible what they did. I don't care what they say, who's the media or whatever, it stinks. But I think it's going to keep happening. If people are going to pay for it, stupid people, NBC is just going to, or whatever channel, is just going to squeeze the last dollar out of it. As far as the game is concerned, I didn't see the game, but I heard it sucked. But, they're playing in -degree weather out in Kansas City. And whose bright idea was it to put it on at night? A night game in the wintertime in Kansas City? Come on. Miami obviously weren't the same team as they were during the year. Miami, the warm weather team, they just not used to playing in that kind of weather. Who is? Even Kansas City, is it? Not that extreme cold weather like that. So it's just not right, I get you. Miami they weren't the same team anyway. They're very banged up, a lot of injuries. I get all that. But the fact of the matter is that it just wasn't really a level playing field. You know what? Taylor Swift, I don't care. She was having fun at the game. She's there to support her boyfriend, Travis Kelce. I really don't care. Okay? It doesn't matter to me. Kansas City's moving on. And again, we'll talk about their game later in the week. If Buffalo wins today, Kansas City goes to Buffalo next week. What a game that'll be, yeah? Patrick Mahomes, can never count him out of a situation. Patrick Mahomes is like that snake. He sounds like a nice guy. Snake, you cut its head off. That's the only way you get rid of this thing. You know? I mean, give him credit. Patrick Mahomes, he keeps coming back and coming back. Just when you think the Chiefs are down and out, they're not the Chiefs of old. They win their first playoff game at Arrowhead. Looking back on it, the Dolphins weren't going to go in there and beat Patrick Mahomes in Arrowhead in a night game in January, which is what was going to happen. Houston, we talked about them beating Cleveland. And yesterday, really a fun game yesterday, watching, other than that Dallas game, watching the Rams and the Lions, two up-and-coming teams. And I'm happy for Detroit. In many, many ways, Detroit is like Philadelphia was. Starved for a football championship for a long time. Like Buffalo. I said, not rooting for the Eagles. I want the Bills to win the Super Bowl. Why? Because that fan base has suffered enough up there in Buffalo. And I could say the same thing about the Lions. I mean, really, you could say, if we're talking about justice, it should be a Lions-Bills Super Bowl, right? Because those are the two franchises that really deserve to win a Super Bowl. But the Lions playing at home, 24-23. They have so many weapons. They could kill you on the ground with Gibbs and Montgomery. They could kill you in the air. Laporta, St. Brown. So many weapons, you know. Defense is so. But Lions, they play hard. You got to say that Dan Campbell, their coach, he makes a lot of goofy decisions, going for it on fourth down a lot of times, fake plays, trick play. He's always had that team playing hard. Even when he took over as coach and they were losing initially, he always had the team playing hard. And you see that now. The Rams had a really great year. Think about it. They're in the same division as the 49ers. That's not easy. And yet the Rams make the playoffs. You think of the Rams as being this old team with Matthew Stafford, and but they're actually a pretty young team. Puka and a heck of a receiver. Cooper Kupp, Kyrie Williams, the running back. Rams just didn't get the running game going last night to really control that game. But the Rams will be back. They are going to be a handful for the 49ers in years to come. What a fun division that's going to be, huh? The 49ers and the Rams going in every year. So here's the deal. If the Eagles win tonight, they will go to Detroit. That's Sunday at 3:00. That's the time of the day to play the Lions. And there was a time that the Eagles actually, they have had a home playoff game next week. As unbelievable as that may seem, it's true. If the Rams would have won last night, the Rams would have come to Philadelphia next week to play the Eagles at the Link. It's not to be. But let's see how the Eagles do tonight, okay? I'm feeling a little bit better about that. Again, until they show me they're the old Eagles and they're not going to have A.J. Brown tonight. You can't blame me for being skeptical because they just haven't looked very good the last month of the season, at least, right? So now's the time to put up or shut up, Eagles. You've got a winnable game down in Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers are no great shakes. This is your time to go down your 3-point favorites, to control the game, beat the Bucs, go to Detroit and play the Lions, right? It's that simple. Everything that's happened in the past, all the finger pointing, the backstabbing, the talk, oh, I'm playing great, the rest of the team stinks, but I'm playing great. All that A.J. Brown stuff, Jalen Hurts, Vic Sirianni, all that drama, that could all go away if the Eagles win tonight and they play well and they go to Detroit next week, right? And we'll see what happens then. But Eagles, this is your chance to do it, right? Put up or shut up. Don't lay an egg tonight down in Tampa, or else this team will always be known as just a team that just something wrong, right? Again, can't put our finger on it. Is it the vision in the locker room? Is it the coaching? Is it the players? Not good enough. The players, what are they, coasting during the end of the year? Well, if you were coasting, which is hard to believe, the last 5-6 games of the year, are you going to be able to turn it on like a light switch tonight? Well, we'll see, right? And that's the great thing about sports. It eventually comes down to playing the game. And so all the stuff you've read about in the papers, online, heard on the radio, it's all coming to a head tonight. So it's a big game. It's a big game for the franchise because Eagles win tonight. I could see where Nick Sirianni will keep his job. Not that he would be fired anyway, but definitely if the Eagles lose tonight, changes will be made. The coordinators, Howie Roseman he's got to draft better. He's got to make wiser decisions with free agency and trades. But, Eagles win tonight. Some of that is eased off, so it's a big game for the franchise. So, as I said, I'm feeling a little bit better about the Eagles. Without A.J. Brown, I think what they should do, which I doubt if they'll do, we talk about every week about how the Eagles need to run the ball, control the clock, use DeAndre Swift, use Kenny Gainwell, you can use little Boston Scott, right? Without A.J. Brown, you're going to have to use Dallas Goedert tonight. You're going to have to use Devontae Smith. If he's going to play, how effective is he going to be? What I worry about most of all with these Eagles is the defense. Because all through this bad stretch, Cardinals, Giants, they were just running. They were just going right through the Eagles defense. I'm worried about the defense. Are they going to step up tonight? So it's going to be a very interesting game tonight. I originally thought Tampa Bay may win. I've switched to the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to win 23-17. 23-17 Eagles. Now we'll see what happens tonight. But we'll be back tomorrow to talk about the Eagles game. We have a lot of other stuff, not sports related, that we want to talk about too. So please keep watching and listening to Unbreakable, the podcast, okay? But you're on the floor, you didn't get to see him. I think I'd see him a little bit there. He's snoring here, but he sends his best wishes to everybody up there. And Katie, I don't know when we're going to see her again. She is a little diva. She's a cutie, but she's a little diva. Everybody have a great Martin Luther King service day. And have yourself some strawberry ice cream later. Treat yourself, okay? And stay safe and warm. Old man winter has finally woken up all around the country. Here on the East Coast, it's supposed to get snow tomorrow. Really, really cold. So, everybody stay safe and stay warm. And we'll talk to you again tomorrow, okay? Go Eagles tonight. Go Eagles. Dallas sucks. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.